First things first, I would like to say rest in peace to the late, great, legendary Tupac Amaru Shakur. 25 years since he left us. His legacy in music will definitely live on. Just can't believe it. 25 years since Tupac died in the hospital in Las Vegas. 6 days before that, he was shot in Las Vegas after the Mike Tyson fight against Bruce Sheldon. And Tupac got shot in the passenger seat of Suge Knight's car, BMW. And he spent 6 days in the hospital where he died 6 days later. At 4:03 p.m., Friday, September 13, 1996, at the age of 25. My reaction video to Tupac is coming a little later on tonight. But first, what's going on YouTube? X-Man 1991 back again with another video. I hope you guys had an incredible weekend. My weekend was terrible, and I do not want to talk about why my weekend was terrible. So, as my man Spitz389 would say, what's up YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sports topic, and today we're going to talk some football. Houston Texans football. Well, the NFL season is back, and the fans are allowed to be at the stadiums where their favorite football teams play. But they still got to follow COVID rules. COVID is still going on to this day. And even though the fans are allowed to enter these arenas where they can watch their favorite football and baseball teams play, they still got to wear a mask. They still got to practice social distancing. And they still got to wash their hands. Or at least put hand sanitizers on them. But in the meantime, we're going to do a recap of yesterday's homecoming game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. Let's get right into it. The Texans killed the Jaguars in the first half. They outscored the Jaguars in the first quarter 14-0. Then they outscored them in the second quarter 13-7. At halftime, Texans 27, Jaguars 7. Both teams scored 7 points apiece in the third quarter. After 3, Texans 34, Jaguars 14. Texans gave up 7 points in the fourth quarter while they only scored 3. But they would still take the W as they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in their first homecoming game yesterday on National Video Games Day, 37-21. The Texans are currently undefeated, 1-0. And by the way, this brand is sponsorship by Bang, Potent Brain and Body Fuel. Today's flavors, 2 more of my top 5 favorites. The Sour Heads and the Cotton Candy. I really don't have to take a sip of none of them. I don't have to worry about maintaining my composure. Texans' next game is this Sunday, their first road trip game as they head to Cleveland, Ohio to go up against the Browns. Before they come back home at the crib for their first Thursday night football. Next Thursday, taking on the Carolina Panthers. Then they're going back on the road to go against the Buffalo Bills on October 3rd. My anniversary of me working at my job, October the 3rd. The Texans will go up against the Buffalo Bills. October 10th, they're back at the crib taking on Tom Brady's former team, the New England Patriots. The Texans wins their first homecoming game without the presence of Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson still wants to be traded, but according to GM Nick Caserio and the CEO of the Texans, Cal McNair, they refused to trade Deshaun Watson, even though he still wants to get the hell out of Houston. Deshaun Watson cannot play football right now, but he really wants to. As soon as this lawsuit is over, he can get back playing football. But until then, he still has to sit out because he's still going through this lawsuit of him sexual harassing 22 women. I just hope this bullshit comes to an end so Deshaun Watson can get back playing with this team. Even though he still wants to get the hell out of here. I mean, Deshaun Watson, he already signed an extension to stay with the Texans, even though he wants to leave. So, we'll see what happens with him. But the Texans won their first homestand game without the presence of Watson. And speaking of Deshaun Watson, according to my friend Mike Henry, here were the players that did not play yesterday. Let's see if I can find it. All right, here we go. Here were the players that did not get to play yesterday. Number 1, Lonnie Johnson Jr. Number 3, Anthony Miller. Of course, number 4, Deshaun Watson. Number 9, Brevin Jordan. Number 22, Jimmy Moreland. Number 27, Scotty Phillips. Number 52, Jonathan Greenard. Jonathan Greenard. And number 57, Kevin Pierre-Louis. Those were the players that were inactive to play during the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Houston Texans game yesterday. And speaking of Mikey, I saw his rant earlier today that he went back to the NRG Stadium for the first time since January 4th of last year. For the first time since the pandemic. Ah, man. I'm just glad that the fans are able to attend these stadiums so they can watch their favorite football teams play. But I am so happy that the NFL season is back. I know all you NFL fans out there are happy that the NFL is back. We got Sunday afternoon football, Monday night football, and of course Thursday night football. Next Thursday will be the Texans' only Thursday night football game as they take on the Carolina Panthers. But until then, congratulations, Texans, for winning your first game at the crib of the season. But you got to get yourselves ready for Sunday because you're going to be in Cleveland going up against the Browns. It's going to be tough, but you guys can pull it out. And also, according to Mikey, the Cleveland Browns lost to the 2020 Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, 33-29. Wow. Also, I didn't get to watch the game because I had to work from noon to 8, and I didn't even get to record it. But I'm glad Mikey kept me posted to see how the Texans were doing. And I knew the Texans was going to win anyway. I knew they was going to be the Jaguars because the Jaguars had a tough season last year. You know how many games the Jaguars win last season? They only won 1 game last season and they lost 12. Just like the Texans who lost 12 games last year and they only won 4. But that was last season. It's a brand new season. Let's forget about the past and worry about the present. Congratulations, Texans. Get yourselves ready for this Sunday because you're going up against the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland, Ohio, before you come back home next Thursday night to take on the Carolina Panthers. that wraps up my thoughts about yesterday's homecoming game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans. Hopefully I'll get Mikey to come join us next week as we do a recap of the Texans-Browns game. A link to his YouTube page will be in the description box below, as always, whenever I'm doing these Texans rants, whether with him or by myself. If you're new here, hit subscribe if you like the content and hit that notification bell for my next Texans rant. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Thumbs down if you didn't. Leave your comment down below. Oh, and by the way, I saw Texans girls rant late last night of her thoughts about the whole Deshaun Watson situation and the Texans beating the Jaguars. But in the meantime, I'm still waiting for Spiz389 to upload his Jaguars-Texans rant from yesterday. I'm going to save my video reaction to Tupac the best for last. But until then, I'll be back around 7 or 7:30 to reminisce 22 years of Stone Cold Steve Austin returning to jail, attacking Triple H from the September 13th, 1999 edition of Raw is War. Don't follow your dreams, chase them. Peace. Go Houston Texans.